Coffee house sitting. But when him come home, say I'm me and Mrs. Right.
Talk about it. Get man pan him, pay the house and land and run it. Bunny. Get man pan him, pay the car and van and run it. Bunny. Get man pan him, pay the house and land and run it. Bunny. Get man pan him, pay the car and van and run it.
Me tell him say done, honey my send trade.
Yo, pack up your clothes and left.
Me afraid you not see the boy I watch every move every man.
Make a run when him hide them shed.
Black her the first man me see hard for left.
Yo, him have so much girl and still a threat.
He no care, you no see the boy walk up, broke off my neck.
Sister, them the boy that you no pet. Maka. Bunny, get man pan him, pay the house and land and run it. Bunny, get man pan him, pay the car and van and run it. Bunny, get man pan him, pay the house and land and run it. Bunny, get man pan him, pay the car and van and run it.
Nothing else sounds as good as
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Here we are. It's after 9. It is that time when we get on the line for the final time.
We're going through this for another day. For another day. Dianna either trying to sing or Dianna trying to rhyme or Dianna trying to sing and rhyme. All right?
People, tell me how I do.
Oh, boy.
Improvements needed.
All right. I was telling Dianna the song that was playing just before we came in. Like I never understood that song. Right? You say burn him, take man on him. And I am there like when I hear it. No, so I would sing along to the song, right? Because of course, I ain't going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But Bun for Bun is why they have so much STDs about the place.
Exactly. That is it. Exactly.
For the people who listen to music and take on the words of music, they're who I'm frightened for. But there are people like me, I would listen to it and just be like, okay, whatever, sing along to it,
exactly. You know what to keep and what to throw away.
Yeah, but all this bun for bun, STDs out there, people, STDs and STIs, all right? No bun for bun. Bun and left. Bun and left. All right.
And that is it. That is the word there this morning from Roleza.
Well, no, let me say, when I say bun and left, I mean, if you get bun, you leave it.
Right,
That's
right,
what I mean.
don't give it and leave. Leave
right.
if you get it. Right.
All right. So,
now, we are here. Talk to us. It is that time of the morning when we encourage you to talk to us a little bit more. Don't forget, you can call us. The number 457-9997. 457-9997. Direct, you can get us, and you can also get us on WhatsApp. All right.
So we're going to give you some time to call us, and we have a call. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm ready to talk to you guys, especially when I have lovely people, who can talk to me, right? I don't know if that is all I'll get, but I enjoy it. But let me tell you, today I want to salute Grenada. And I want our Prime Minister to hear me well. Today is the day when I want to salute Grenada. And it didn't take the Prime Minister of Grenada to make the announcement. It took the sports minister in Grenada, a woman, to make that grand announcement of how their athletes who just competed in the Olympics are going to be rewarded. Congrats to you, Grenada. I wish I could be a Grenadian right now.
Please say that you wish you were a Grenadian Olympian.
Right now,
right? Let's qualify that properly.
And let me say this, man. Don't interrupt me now, gold medalist for Grenada. Well, I guess it might be for any successful athlete. would receive $150,000 for winning gold at the Olympics. Silver will get $125,000, right? And the bronze medalists like Anderson Peters and Lyndon, what's his name? I'm getting confused with his name there. Anyhow, two of them who got bronze at the recent Olympics, will get $100,000. Now tell me, if you love your country and you love your people, and they're doing well, like in the recent Olympics, isn't this a just reward? And like the woman who announced it said, tell me where else, you can get a better reward. And I think she was referring to the Caribbean. Thank God for Grenada. You have set the pace. And let me see how much of us going to follow. I'm still waiting to hear about our Shafiqa and Handel Robin to see if they're going to give them a little incentive too. Yes, the big times are still ahead whenever we could win medals like the same gold, silver, and bronze. So those who don't like me saying that, well, too bad for you. I'm gone.
Bye, Dave. All right. I mean, the thing of it, to be fair though, right? We don't know what the government has in the pipelines to award Shafiqa, Handel, Kenny's, and Alex. All right. We really don't know. The thing of it is that in the case of Handel and Shafiqa, they are still overseas, right? They have not returned home as yet. So I am not going to be under the opinion that nothing is going to happen for them. But I think it's when they get home, then we would know whatever reward or whatever way of celebration the government is going to do for them, right? So I don't want us to right now, well, for me personally, I am not going to be comparing it to Grenada's accomplishments with what Vinci is going to do for their own athletes, right? But or their own participants. Their own participants in the Olympics, right? So we just have to wait and see, and then maybe afterwards we can give our comments in terms of the comparison. All right, Dave, that's just me, my thoughts. All right, yeah.
So we wait and we will see. All right, they say good things come to those who wait. So we're waiting, we're patiently waiting. All right, now this morning.
Crumpel morning, I see your comments, Crumpel morning. I'm leaving it there.
Now this morning we are gonna.
Before we go,
okay,
I wanted to say two things. When we were talking about the gas cylinders, there were two comments that came in. All right, so one person was saying, "Good morning. If stealing vehicles becomes prevalent, then take comprehensive insurance so that you can get a new or another one back from the insurance." All right, that's somebody's comment there. And then we had another one. All right, I can't find it now. I know. But the essence is that the person thought of the crime being committed as being a quote-unquote imported crime, right? In terms of it's not something that we typically see down here. Oh, I think I find it. Yeah, it sounds like an imported crime. The insurance will have to pay out regardless, all right? So, yeah, it's not the type of crime that we tend to see happening down here, and it is unfortunate, but I hope that these persons are caught quickly because...
Definitely.
I don't want to have to be uneasy knowing that I've parked my vehicle somewhere and come back and not meeting it, and not just come back and not meeting it, come back and being told that it's burnt, right? Completely destroyed.
Right.
That
is it there. So we're going to be talking about CXC. CXC results are out. I haven't seen, I don't know if I haven't looked in the right place. I haven't really seen any sort of statistics for SVG. I haven't seen anything as it relates to us. However, we saw some statistics from Guyana. That's one of the countries we saw some statistics from, and the number of subjects that some children did. Nearly 30 subjects, boy. Nearly 30 subjects. We had some children sitting for CXC. So we are discussing this morning, right? Should a limit be given to the amount of subjects that a student can do? Should there be a limit to the number of subjects that one child can sit?
All right. And I think this is one of those conversations we're probably going to have every year because I don't know, it's one of those ticklish subjects for me, topics for me, right? So just want to give you some examples. So we have, and this is from Guyana, right? I'm quoting from Guyana Chronicles. So we have one student who got 23 grade 1s and 1 grade 2. So that's 24 subjects, right? Another one got 23 grade 1s, 6 grade 2s. 6 and 3 is 9. So that's 29 subjects. Another student, 19 grade 1s and 7 grade 2s. So that is what? 25 subjects, right? Another, I'm not going to read all of them. So another got 18 grade 1s, 8 grade 2s, 3 grade 3s. That's what, 18 and 8 as well. 26. 26 and 3 is 29.
Right.
Right? 29. Yeah. These small numbers I could add, right? So for me, it always one of those questions where, all right, so let me frame it properly, right? I have no problems with a student testing their abilities, right? I have no problems with a student saying, all right, let me write 15 subjects because I think that I can handle 15 subjects. And I think that I'm going to get 15 subjects. And I think that in doing the 15 subjects that I am going to still have a balance to my life, right? I think this is what concerns me. And, persons have always put the question out there in terms of, does it make sense? Does it make sense for students to be writing close to 30 subjects? What are you going to be doing with all of these subjects, right? Again, I have no problems with persons testing their abilities, but I also wonder about these students being placed on such a pedestal as being high achievers and what this means for their life thereafter.
Yep. I want to say first, I would like somebody to conduct a study to see, to do basically a follow-up on these particular students, those children that do all the 20-something subjects. Do a study and see where they are. Go ahead.
Hi, caller. Good morning.
Hi, Roleza, Dianna. It's me
Hi.
again, briefly. Just to say that most times when you see these people write 20, 30 subjects, really a number of the subjects, 2 of them are really the same thing under another name, or very close to being the same subject under another name. If you take the sciences, the environmental sciences, slight difference in terms of the focus on each of them. The business subjects, if you do principles of business and you do principles of accounts, then, and maybe one other, then any other business subject, you don't have to read anything extra, especially if you are a top student, to write the other subjects. So when at first I heard students from some of our neighboring countries writing 7 and 8, well, 11 keep during my day. I was quite amazed, but after I sat and looked at these various syllabuses, you get a different picture. Just wanted to make those comments.
But the thing though is but the thing though is if you are doing a subject that overlaps with something else, does it actually make sense? POA and POB I can understand, but if there is another subject that overlaps with it too, does it actually make sense to do that other subject? And if you do it, then what was the reason behind it? To accumulate the numbers?
Very often that is just to make the numbers. Because at that age, what you learn can have very little bearing on your profession. For example, if you do, say the sciences, physics, chemistry, biology. Along with those, you do principles of business, principles of accounts, and office procedure. Now, when you go on to CAPE,
you may well do a combination of those subjects. But as you go higher up, the knowledge you get from taking these classes, they're just knowledge in many cases for the sake of having the knowledge. It doesn't have any bearing on your profession generally. It may make you better a person who has a wider, a broader scope on life generally. And then again, many of you students, they read and they remember. And it's not to discredit them, but it's reality. You work with them all the time. Many of these students who have these top grades, they read, they remember, they write, and it's reflected in their results. But in a profession, on a job, through daily life, it's not reflected there.
Yep. Regurgitating information is not learning.
Yes.
Yep.
Just wanted to add that to the discussion. Thank you for having me a second time.
Not a problem. All right, thanks.
All right, good.
All right. Yeah, so I know that when this was shared, because I saw it circulating on social media, several persons were saying that for many of the students, especially those in Ghana, the reason why they do it is to be able to apply for scholarships or to be able to be at the forefront in terms of being recipients of scholarships, right? But I don't know, boy. I don't know.
Yeah. Me too. Me no know either. I'm genuinely curious as to why, the students would want to pursue so many, because I'm thinking about the preparation process. And while when you're a certain age, it is much easier for you to retain information, just like Mr. Weeks said and you reiterated. When you get to the workplace, a lot of these things are not reflected. And listen, school is hard. School is hard at every single level. So I am thinking about the effects on these children having to do this high amount of subjects.
All right, caller, morning. Caller.
Open forum?
It is, yes. Morning.
I want to revisit what we briefly touched yesterday about the scam. So, it's so many ways that, you never know where it could come from. Because a lot of institutions would have your personal information. Like when you're taking out the telephone here, gas, electricity, they get a lot of personal information from you, like your social security number, financial banks, institution, insurance. It's easy for a lot of people to,
and also personal, and also in the States especially, private data is shared as in sold, so that's another thing as well.
Even on your job, where you work too, they have all your personal information. Credit card, look, Target, one time there was these two cashiers working at Target store, and they stole the credit card information of a customer, and they gave it to two of their male cousins. And the male cousin would come to Target on a Wednesday morning. They did it like for 4 weeks in a row and make purchases on those credit cards. And so the investigation, they set them up. They wait for them one Wednesday. They always come to shop when those two ladies are working, when they're on their shift, and they go specifically to those two ladies. So they wait in the parking lot for them one Wednesday, and when they don't make the purchase, they clamp down on them and they arrested all four of them, the two ladies too. You see how easy it's inside job, I believe, a lot of times. The people who you trust with the information, they pass it on to a scam of friend or scam of family member, and they get a little piece on the side, and So it's really, really. What's some of the other ways you were saying you getting scammed by email, by letter, something like that?
You
phone
could get,
call?
you could
You were
get,
saying yesterday?
phone call. You could get scammed through emails. Those emails that tell you that you've won money. You could get sponsor sheets Also, another example of being scammed. And really and truly, I think our sponsor sheets here should have a stamp from the National Lotteries Authority to so that you would know that it's legit, right?
I think one time a guy had a sponsorship. He came to me. He said he's a coach of a football team, a youth football team. And he said one of the members died and he's looking for money to bury them.
Yep.
So he come with a sheet to me. And I say, okay, if you have a telephone number, I can't make the contribution today, but if you have a telephone number, maybe I could do.
Yeah.
Angrily, he said to me, no, there's no telephone number. If you make a contribution, you got to make it now. So I was very glad when he said that. So I don't have to. I'm glad with that kind of attitude he has, so I don't have to fast.
Let me just make a correction to something that I said. It's not so much his sponsor sheets, but it's your raffle sheets. Raffles, yeah, they need to have the authorization.
That never take place.
Yeah, from National Lotteries. Because it's still a game of chance. So you have to have the permission from National Lotteries. Yeah. So
I used to get calls sometime. I haven't gotten none in recent times. Say I went on vacation to Bahamas or Florida or something. And they ask a couple of questions. They go along, I go along with them. I'm not going to give them no personal information, but I ask a couple of questions. Yeah, you're all excited about the vacation? Yeah. And then when they give me the details, and when they say, okay, you have to make a deposit, you have to make a deposit today. This is what I used to say to them. I say, where you at? I'll come there and personally hand deliver the deposit to you. They hang up.
Yeah. Sometimes if you have time, engage them, and then you know that they will never check it back again. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Have a good morning.
Bye. To you too, Queens. Thanks. All right. So back to the topic that we were speaking on. There's a thing that I look at in terms of the quality of life for some of these students, because if you come out and you're already placed on a pedestal of being bright, right? You're a bright student because you've attained 30 subjects, 25 grade ones, etc. You are going to be placed on that pedestal more than likely for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And the time that you slip or you just go through regular human things like not achieving, you are going to, there are some persons who internalize that, and then they think of themselves as being non-achievers. They are quote unquote worthless. They are not on the pedestal that people are supposed to place them in terms of looking up to them as role models, etc. There's a lot that goes on.
And there begins the development of depression and anxiety and low self-esteem and other worse things, right? So as the question is asked, should there be a limit? Because if it seems as though it's just going to increase, so maybe next year we're gonna have somebody who's actually done 30 something. The next year maybe somebody is doing 40 something. So really and truly, should there really be a limit? And I think yes, there should be a limit. I'm not limiting persons' opportunities or limiting their ability to do their work or whatever, but boy, it is a lot.
And there are times when I
for
wonder,
young people.
Yeah, I wonder if the students are doing it for themselves, or they're doing it for their parents, or for their school. And there are times when I question it.
Genuine questions, because we know that some children are overachievers, so to speak, because of the push from their parents. A lot of parents sometimes try to force children to follow their as in the parents' dream. You didn't get to do certain things when you had the chance, and now you want to live through your child. I don't support those kinds of things. You had your chance. If you didn't get to do what you didn't get to do, that's fine. You walk your way from wherever you are and allow your child to live their life. Each of us have our own to live. So that's also a genuine concern there, another issue there.
Yeah. So and when I think about it too, it's not just sitting the subject. It's not just going on and sit the subject, but these subjects have SPs attached to them.
Exactly.
Like how are you juggling all of these
the
things?
toll on your mental health to do all of this. Yeah. Plus you have your regular life and
that's the thing, they probably don't have their regular life.
Well, that's another thing too. And sometimes some of these same children, they're involved in extracurricular activities. They might be doing tennis, and they're also doing swimming, and they're also doing this and all sort of things like that.
Or coming down to time to CPA, because that there are not CPA, CXC, well, CPA and CXC. Coming down to these times that you may have had a child involved in these things, but because it's exam times, all of those things cut out. And we always have to tell persons that you cannot be focused on the one thing all of the time. You know, you have to create that balance, and that balance sometimes comes through them doing extracurricular things, you know. So I don't know. I mean, we may have this topic again next year, maybe just for emphasis. But I really do think that there should be a limit, because allow children to be children, allow children to go through regular schooling, right? Yes, we want for them to be able to push themselves to see how much it is that they can actually accomplish on their own, if that be that their own will, right? That's how I view it. So
I was going to say something and I lost it.
Oh, welcome to my world.
But I've been in this wall a while. So like I was saying, I really would like somebody to do this study, conduct a study on these children, check on them, on their mental health, you know, to see the impact that this subject, these amounts of subjects have on them. Where are they from this point to that point? Where are they now?
Like a long-term survey.
Yes,
yeah, that would be good,
I really would like somebody to do that, because I genuinely want to see what becomes of these children that do all these subjects.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. That would be interesting. That would be very interesting to find out. So, yep. All righty, good folks. It's now 9:48, and it's time for us to jump into today. All right, y'all forgive me for today, right? We are going to jump into our community dateline.
WEFM is